Hey, what's up, guys? Steve here. And today we're going to take a look at the 50 highest selling 1987 through 1994 basketball cards from the Fanatics weekly auction that ended on May 25th. And we'll kick today's list off at number 50 with this 1993 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number 23. This was a PSA 9 that received 8 bids, and it sold for $25.20. Up next at number 49 is this 1993 Kenner starting lineup Stadium Club Alonzo Mourning rookie, card number 19SL. This was a PSA 10 that received 8 bids, and it sold for $26.40. Coming in at number 48 is this 1992 Hoop Shaquille O'Neal rookie, card number 442. This Shaq rookie was in a CGC 10 that received 12 bids, and it sold for $26.40. We get our first basketball card from the late 1980s at number 47, with this 1988 Fleer Michael Jordan sticker number 7. This was a PSA 6 that received 10 bids, and it also sold for $26.40. Up next at number 46 is this 1993 Topps Gold 50-Point Club Michael Jordan, card number 205. This was an SGC 9.5 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $27.60. Coming in at number 45 is this 1992 Upper Deck McDonald's Michael Jordan, card number P5. This was a PSA 9 that received 11 bids, and it also sold for $27.60. Up next at number 44 is this 1992 Ultra Jam Session Michael Jordan, card number 216. This was an SGC 9.5 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $28.80. We're back to the 1980s at number 43 with this 1989 Collegiate Collections North Carolina Michael Jordan, card number 14. This was a PSA 9 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $30 even. Up next at number 42 is this 1988 Fleer Ron Harper, card number 23. This was a PSA 10 that received 12 bids, and it sold for $31.20. Coming in at number 41 is this 1991 Skybox Dikembe Mutombo rookie, card number 516. This rookie was in a PSA 10 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $32.40. And we're headed to the inaugural 1989 Hoops basketball set to kick off the top 40 with Michael Jordan's All-Star card with card number 21. This was a PSA 9 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $32.40. Up next at number 39 is this 1988 Fleer John Long, card number 56. This was a PSA 10 that received 7 bids, and it sold for $36 even. Coming in at number 38 is this 1988 Fleer Joe Klein, card number 97. This was a PSA 10 that received 8 bids, and it sold for $37.20. Up next at number 37 is this 1988 Fleer Greg Anderson, card number 101. This was a PSA 10 that received 11 bids, and it also sold for $37.20. Make that 4 straight newcomers to the list at number 36 with this 1988 Fleer Eddie Johnson, card number 90. This was a PSA 10 that received 9 bids, and it sold for $38.40. Coming in at number 35 is this 1992 Upper Deck 15,000 Point Club Michael Jordan, card number PC4. This Jordan was in a PSA 9 that received 18 bids, and it also sold for $38.40. Up next at number 34 is this 1990 Kenner starting lineup yellow Michael Jordan. This was a PSA 8 that received 15 bids, and it sold for just short of $50. Coming in at number 33 is this 1991 Upper Deck Dikembe Mutombo rookie, card number 3. This rookie was in a PSA 10 that received 12 bids, and it sold for $50.40. Up next at number 32 is this 1994 Finest Michael Jordan, card number 331. This was a PSA 7 that received 16 bids, and it sold for $51.60. Coming in at number 31 is this 1989 Fleer Dennis Rodman auto, card number 49. This auto that was authenticated by Beckett received 16 bids, and it sold for $55.20. And kicking off the top 30 of today's list is this 1991 Skybox Michael Jordan, card number 39. This was an SGC 10 that received 24 bids, and it sold for $55.20. Up next at number 29 is this 1988 Fleer Mark Aguirre, card number 27. This was a PSA 10 that received 9 bids, and it sold for $60. Coming in at number 28 is this 1988 Fleer Mark Eaton, card number 112. This was a PSA 10 that received 7 bids, and it also sold for $60 even. Up next at number 27 is this 1988 Fleer Terry Porter, card number 96. This was a PSA 10 that received 12 bids, and it sold for $62.40. Coming in at number 26 is this 1993 Ultra Famous Nicknames Hakeem Olajuwon, card number 12. This was an SGC 10 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $62.40. Up next at number 25 is this 1988 Fleer Chris Mullin, card number 48. This was a PSA 10 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $64.80. Make that 6 straight newcomers to the list at number 24 with this 1988 Fleer Joe Dumars, card number 40. This was a PSA 10 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $67.20. Up next at number 23 is this 1994 Collector's Choice Michael Jordan, card number 240. This was a CGC 10 that received 20 bids, and it also sold for $67.20. Make that back-to-back appearances at number 22 with this 1988 Fleer Michael Jordan All-Star, card number 120. This was a PSA 7 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $72 even. Coming in at number 21 is this 1988 Fleer Wayman Tisdale, card number 60. This was a PSA 10 that received 9 bids, and it sold for just short of $80. And we're back to the peak of the junk wax era to kick off the top 20 with this 1990 Fleer Michael Jordan All-Star, card number 5. This was an SGC 9.5 that received 17 bids, and it sold for $84 even. Up next at number 19 is this 1993 Kenner starting lineup Shaquille O'Neal, card number 18 SL. This second-year Shaq was in a PSA 9 that received 8 bids, and it sold for $88.80. Coming in at number 18 is this 1988 Fleer Jeff Malone, card number 117. This was a PSA 10 that received 12 bids, and it sold for $105.60. Up next at number 17 is this 1988 Fleer Mark Jackson All-Star, card number 121. This was a PSA 10 that received 20 bids, and it sold for $110.40. Coming in at number 16 is this 1989 Fleer Rick Smits rookie, card number 68. This was a PSA 10 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $115.20. Up next at number 15 is this 1988 Fleer Sidney Green, card number 81. This was a PSA 10 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $117.60. Up next at number 14 is this 1988 Fleer Isaiah Thomas, card number 45. This was a PSA 10 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $150. Coming in at number 13 is this 1988 Fleer Charles Barkley, card number 85. This was a PSA 10 that received 21 bids, and it sold for $156. Up next at number 12 is this 1987 Fleer Michael Jordan sticker, sticker number 2. This sticker was in a BGS 8 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $168. We welcome another newcomer to the list at number 11 with this 1988 Fleer Patrick Ewing, card number 80. This was a PSA 10 that received 19 bids, and it sold for $252. And kicking off the top 10 of today's list is this 1990 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 26. This was a PSA 10 that received 32 bids, and it sold for $312. Up next at number 9 is this 1989 Hoops Michael Jordan, card number 200. This was a PSA 10 that received 28 bids, and it sold for $312. Make that 3 straight top 10 appearances at number 8 with this 1988 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 17. This was a PSA 9 that received 31 bids, and it sold for $336. Up next at number 7 is this 1992 Hoops Draft Redemption Shaquille O'Neal rookie, card number A. This was a PSA 10 that received 24 bids, and it also sold for $336. Coming in at number 6 is this 1993 Kenner starting lineup Michael Jordan, card number 29SL. This was a PSA 9 that received 34 bids, and it sold for $420. Alright guys, before we get to the top 5, I did pull aside 4 quick bonus cards to share with you. We'll start off with this 1992 Fleer Tony's Pizza Shaquille O'Neal rookie. This was a PSA 5 that received 8 bids, and it sold for $24 even. Alright, and for these last 3 bonus cards, I only included them because I haven't been able to do an exclusive Jordan list in the last couple weeks. We'll start off with this 1990 Hoops Michael Jordan All-Star, card number 5. This was a PSA 9 that received 10 bids, and it sold for $22.80. Up next is this 1991 Hoops McDonald's USA Michael Jordan, card number 55. This was a PSA 7 that received 9 bids, and it sold for just over $20. And going back to the 1990 Hoops basketball set for our 4th and final bonus card, also up for auction was Michael Jordan's base card, card number 65. This was an SGC 8.5 that received 11 bids, and it sold for just short of $20. And kicking off the top 5 of today's list is this 1990 Hoops Superstars Michael Jordan, card number 12. This was a PSA 10 that received 27 bids, and it sold for $444. We welcome a newcomer to the list at number 4 with this 1994 Finest Grant Hill Rookie Refractor, card number 240. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 33 bids, and it sold for $468. Coming in at number 3 is this 1994 Emotion Intense Michael Jordan, card number N3. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 24 bids, and it sold for $564. Up next at number 2 is this 1993 Finest Michael Jordan Refractor, card number 1. This refractor was in a BGS 9.5 that received 53 bids, and it sold for $6,300. Make that 3 straight appearances to top today's list off at number 1 with this 1994 Finest Michael Jordan Refractor, card number 331. This refractor was in a PSA 10 that received 69 bids, and it sold for $13,800. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.